Today we're going to be going over two methods. The first one is the classic SHO. The second one is the newer dynamic narrowband combination. Everybody's familiar with the classic SHO palette. It's the palette used for the Hubble telescope, which maps red to C, green to Ha, and blue to O3. The dynamic narrowband combinations approach was created by an astrophotographer who runs a blog on a website called The Coldest Nights. It was introduced in a post in 2020. Dynamic narrowband combinations use a complex pixel math formula that mathematically measures the signal in each master channel and outputs a proper combination based on those signals. Hence the word dynamic, since the combined photo is based on a mathematical interpretation of your signal in each master file. Whew, that was complicated. And that sounds complex, but it does yield great results. Neither of these techniques, to me anyway, is better than the other one. And on my photos, I'd say about half are done with the SHO technique and half are done using the dynamic narrowband combinations. But when I'm developing, it doesn't really take that much time to try out both of these. So I usually try both processes just to see which one gives me better results. So today I'm going to do just that with the Christmas tree cluster and use both of these methods to process it. I already know which one I like better, and I'll share that at the end of this video, but I'd love to hear your opinion as well. All my master files are already stretched, and all we will be doing is combining the narrowband files and then doing a few small tweaks to bring out the photo. So let's get going. So I have everything, as I mentioned before, right over here. What I'm going to do is open up channel combination first. I'm going to go to process, and let me just move this mic a little bit there. I'm going to go to process, color spaces, channel combination. And from here, I am going to map red to C, green to Ha, and O3 to blue. And let's just see. Oop, I made an error. Okay. There we go. And now you can see we have our classic SHO problem. And this problem is that the photo turns out green. And that's mainly because you are mapping your Ha to green. Ha is the largest signal in the SHO palette. So when you're doing that, it's definitely going to turn out green if you when you do this. It's very simple. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to use a formula from James Lamb called modified SCNR. And this formula, basically like SCNR, takes out the green in the photo. So I'm just going to add this right here. The only advantage to using this over SCNR, well, I shouldn't say the only advantage, it's a huge advantage to using this over SCNR, is that your photo is not going to lose as much signal. So I prefer using this because I just think it works a lot better. So, all right, we're just going to wait for this to finish, and it shouldn't take that long. Okay, so now that we finished that, what I'm going to do is actually invert this. And the reason I'm going to invert this right here is because you see some magenta here in the corner. And the opposite of magenta is actually green. It's green. So you want to get rid of the magenta too. So I'm going to invert this, and you could probably see little green patches here. And let's do this. And we'll be back on this one. Okay, that is finished now. And let's just bring the invert back. And there we go. It's looking pretty good so far. So now I want to do the dynamic narrowband combination to compare this. And here I just have the formula right here, or this is it. This is the dynamic narrowband combinations. As you can see, each of the signals is, or master files is represented here under the red channel. And then you got another more complex formula here under the green channel. And then the blue is just simply O3. But you can see how this works out because it's kind of mathematically, using the actual master files to put together what red, green, and blue should be. So I'm going to click this. Oh, got it wrong again. And there we go. This takes a second. This is so fast. Okay, so that is the result of the dynamic narrowband combinations. It's this one right over here. and I think it looks pretty good. I like it, you know? I mean, it's a lot more red than this. You could tell how dramatically different these two are. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a luminance layer. And what I'm going to do is just add in my Ha as the luminance layer. This is a common technique when people are doing narrowband. They use their Ha as the luminance layer. So what I'm going to do is I have LRGB combination open. I checked off L. I unchecked RG and B. I checked off chrominance noise reduction. And what I'm going to do is just load my Ha file right into here. And then I'm going to drag it onto here. And this takes a minute. So we'll be back, or we'll speed this up. Okay, so that is finished. And right now you could see what a difference this really makes. So let's go back here. Let's go forward. And yeah, the luminance layer definitely makes a difference. So I'm going to do the same thing and apply it to the dynamic narrowband combination one, and we'll be back. Okay, that is done. And now you could see, I'm going to close this, what a difference it made on this one. Let's just go back. Wow. Look at the signal difference between these two. It's absolutely amazing. So if you don't do that, I strongly recommend you do. And right now, I think as a next step, we're just going to add some intensity transformation, some contrast and whatnot to these photos. I'm going to start with the SHO image first on the left, and I'm just going to add a little bit of contrast, and we're just going to do some small tweaks here. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks amazing. I love it. I love this show. This O3 signal that's coming out right here. So next I'm just going to add some saturation in here, and that's a lot of saturation. It needs a lot of saturation. There we go. Let's just take down that. Let's just add a little bit more, not too much more. And there we go. All right. Let's do the same thing. I think that looks pretty good. Let's do the same thing over here. So what I'm going to do is just reset this. I'm going to go back to my RGBK. And let me close this. It looks like I opened up that one mistakenly. And let's hit preview over here. And, oh, look who it is. Come here, you. My little cat. He just dropped in. What are you doing, huh? What are you doing? You're interrupting one of my videos. All right. Sorry about that. He's sleeping in here, and he likes to, I don't know, just come along. So where were we? We were going to do some contrast enhancements on here. And let me just move this out of the way. And I think this looks pretty good. All right. And then we were going to do some saturation. All right. Oof, that might be too much. That might be too much. Okay. There we go. Let me reset this. So I think that's all that we're going to do today. So if you look at these two photos, you could seriously see how different they really are and what the kind of results each of these yields. It's just different. And that's why I try both of them out when I'm doing a photo, because, you know, either of them could work. In this case, I think the SHO method works for the Christmas tree cluster, only because I really, really, really like the O3 here coming out a little bit more. I'm sure I could work this one a little bit more to get the O3 out a little bit here, but I don't want to work. I'm lazy, you know, I don't want to do that. So I just want to take the method that I feel looks the best right from the start and go with it. And that's it. So let me know down in the comments which one you think works better. I told you what I think. I love the show. I'd like to hear from you too. Thanks. Talk to you soon.